Hello, this is Sam Schneider. I'm a middle school music teacher in central New Jersey. I was featured on the MyTechToolbelt podcast talking about Classcraft. I do have another video uploaded, and I'll have a link to it in the comments about how I use Classcraft on a daily basis in my classroom. This is the interface for how I use Classcraft on a daily basis, but I did want to give you a little insight onto what a student account looks like. I'm going to be using this demo class here, filled with Hunger Games characters. Just from a teacher perspective, I'm going to deal some damage just so students have something to do on the other end. So I can do group damage up here by clicking this minus button. I'm going to say that they all forgot to put away their equipment. So not putting away equipment or books. Now, in a normal class, what I could do is I could go individually and say, okay, who wants to protect Katniss? Or who wants to protect Primrose? And Katniss could do it. But sometimes you don't have time for that. So they added this nice feature called Deal with Damage Later. And all that happens is it goes behind my face, it goes up here where you've got a little hourglass and it says damage. And so when the students log in, they're actually able to interact with that themselves. I'm going to close my face because you don't need to see that. And I'm going to open up a student account. So I have PETA's account up here right now. PETA is a mage. He's part of the District 12 team. And this is what it looks like when he logs in. He can see his outfit. You can see that he's got full health right now, full AP. He's got some power, so if PETA was late to class, he could use the power of teleport to avoid being damaged for being late. That's a custom power that I have for that, so it will say something different as a default power. When students use this in my class, they do need to alert me that they're using teleport, so I don't deal them damage by accident. The other power he has here is Mana Transfer. Mana Transfer allows him to kind of give AP action points back to the rest of his team. He gains a healthy amount of XP for it, so I'm going to make him use it. And ta-da! Just like that, he has used Mana Transfer. His AP, his action points goes down, but the rest of his team benefits. So you can see that there's a class view. He could view all the people on his team. And that is all there for him. It says here that he has one power point, meaning he could learn a new power. So if he goes back to his profile, he could click where it says Learn Powers. And this is just where students can see what powers they can try to learn. It shows what they need to learn to get to the next level of powers. So for instance, if they wanted to learn Time Warp, they would need to know teleport and invisibility prior to getting time warp. So this is just the learning powers screen. Learning powers is very easy. You just click on the power you want, learn for one, ta-da, he has learned a power. Now, other things students can do, they have equipment that they could buy. I've given PETA 985 gold. You can buy outfits as a whole outfit. Typically you need to be a certain level to unlock some of the fancier things, but if you wanted to buy something, you just click this buy button. There are also other things in here. You could change individual items, like change out the belt, you could change out the hood, you could customize the look. You also can equip pets. You need to fully train a pet, and you need to own the entire costume set in order to access the pet. Training the pet is very easy. Basically, all you do is you click Start, pet goes off, does its mission, and in one day, you come back and you collect the reward from the pet and send it on the next mission. Now, this icon here, the interactive classroom content, that is actually an outdated feature. It's been replaced by these quests. So when I send a student to do a quest, this is oftentimes their homework or their self-paced learning. They go in, they can only see a portion of the map. If you wanted to see the full map, you could see it in the other video that I mentioned. They click on the introduction and read the cheesy story I wrote, click Start Quest, and now they could actually start progressing through. So this one here says some sound preparation. There's a story attached to it. there's a task attached to it where they have to watch this video on Foley artistry, and then the assignment. This one specific, they need to post a comment. So I would say, I really liked the video, which is a terrible response to this assignment. Completely missed the purpose of the question, but I'm doing this as a demo. So I really like the video. Now, PETA can move on to the next thing. I have this set up as a self-paced quest, so as long as he turns something in, that's fine, he can go. But if you go back to my screen, I can now see that PETA has completed part of the quest. I know it's hard to see. I can see that PETA has completed part of the quest. He claims he has done it. It automatically gave him this, but if I went and read his response, task, feedback, you can see that he wrote, I really like the video. I'm going to say, this does not address the question asked. And I could actually mark X. And now he is no longer able to do the next step. He needs to go back and fix his work before I'll move him on. Now let's go back to PETA's screen. Other things that students have access to. Students can view messaging. They can send me a message directly where I would just say, or he could say, hi, Mr. Schneider. I don't get why I did poorly. And I could respond back. If they're using the app, they can respond through the app as well. Now, one thing I mentioned, yes, and I've received his message. One thing I mentioned was this delayed damage thing. So when a student does something wrong, they get a little damage notification there. PETA, unfortunately, doesn't have any powers that lets him interact with it. But if I log into Katniss's account, you'll be able to see that there is actually stuff for Katniss to do. So I'm going to sign out. I'm going to go find Katniss.